Hello guys, and welcome to episode 46 of my Total War Warhammer 2 playthrough, playing as the Von Carsteins on very hard difficulty. Today we are going to start by crushing this Chaos Rebellion at Aisling's Conclave. Let's go ahead and wipe them out. This is going to be a pretty simple battle. I didn't expect the auto-resolve to be so far in our favour, but it makes sense because they are just full of Chaos Marauders and these aren't very good. Since we don't have any serious magic, I'm very tempted to take this auto-resolve, and I know that may be a bit of an anticlimax, but just the way you got to do things sometimes. What we can do, however, after doing that is head our way towards the altar of spawns, and I think I'm probably just going to march there, because it's unlikely they have like a serious army, right? So we can just take that in the next turn, which will wipe out Wintertooth once and for all. As for Warmund Fafbach, he has a battle against this army. Again, another auto-resolve. Apologies. It's quite simply 0 point in playing these out. We'll take that replenishment, and he will be all good and ready to go. So that's going to leave Wolfenberg in a nice spot. Now Warmund can head towards Norden. That's going to be his next port of call. We'll level him up as well. Tempted to give him the Hellsteed soon because he wants to get a zombie dragon, but we may as well make him immortal. That's a good start. And then Milland von Sinkler. Let's give him a barded skeletal steed, which will give him much more armor to work with. Cool. Right, Milland is not going anywhere. We're quite simply just trying to push that public order as much as possible. Very tempted to upgrade this to the occupied Karazakarak level 4 though. What will that actually do for our garrison? It improves the number of Graveguard by quite a lot actually. It takes away the zombies and gives us 4 units of Graveguard. That's a huge upgrade. That will definitely be worth doing, but I'm not sure if it is just yet. I'm going to make sure that I have nothing else to build first. For example, over in Caron here, we're better off building the Brazier and the Ghost Fence. Cool. At Gorsal, we're not going to upgrade that yet. Good to see that the public order is currently 0 though. Somebody mentioned that I'm not taxing Middenland. Well, now I am. Thank you for that. I should probably look on this actually just to check if there's any others that I'm not taxing. Like, we're not taxing Hellpit because it doesn't make us any money, but Midland must have been one that got away. We're not taxing the Northern Wales Edge Mountains at the moment because of the public order. That's good, okay. So everything else is fine. As for the rest of this cash, well, we don't have enough to build that Karazakarak upgrade now. But possibly we can make some buildings elsewhere. Let me just click through some of these. I'm going to do it zoomed out just because it makes the map jump around a lot less. Upgrading walls where I can would be a decent idea. Also starting to build in Castle Temberhof wouldn't be a bad idea either. Let's get the Awakened Battlefield building there. Cool. That'll do. Let's now end the turn. A Necromancer's making his way down for our mission. Look at the strength of the greenskins right now. That is scary. Especially considering we actually have some pretty decent armies, some very strong armies. Theirs must be pretty legit. They do have giants, they do have black orcs, all that good stuff, as you can see by that end turn movement. That's something we're going to have to worry about in the future for sure. First things first though, we'll have to send bodies towards Chaos. And I think it's kind of nice that the orcs are taking up settlements in between. I don't think that's such a bad thing. It is kind of annoying though that Norska's heading towards Aisling's Conclave. That's frustrating because I want to kill Wintertooth, but at the same time I did invest quite a bit of money into Aisling's Conclave, I think. I'll have to have a look at the garrison and the buildings there and see if it's worth saving, because it might not be, honestly. I'd prefer just to get Wintertooth out of the way and then we can focus solely on Norska, and at the end of the day it will reset my public order anyway, if I do lose Aisling's Conclave. And it might be worth me just sacking it all. The only reason I took the initial settlement was for the for the replenishment, really. So I'm not really going to be that annoyed if I lose a settlement, I don't think. And it really won't affect my income that much either. Alright, let's get to the end of this turn. Are we still at war with that rogue army? We are. Haven't seen them yet though. And the rebels didn't decide to attack the Hell Pit. We have a mission issued. The Gift of Death. Carry out a successful assassination against enemies of the Silver Host, which is the last defenders. I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. If we head up north though, let's have a look at Aisling's Conclave.
Borders.
So I could just cancel the production right here.
I will not.
Or maybe not. See, the garrison at the moment is 4 Graveguard, which is pretty nice. He could probably take it with his mammoth and his troops, which is annoying.
Undeath Ascendant.
We could use hinder replenishment there, but I'm not going to. I think we are going to come back. And I'm going to have my vampire get back into Vlad's army for now. He's actually leveled up. Let's give a Dark Benediction. That's good. Our replenishment should be pretty nice. Okay, so depending on what Wulfric does in the end turn, I would likely move towards the Ultra Spawns again. As for Isabella, well, she is taking Ice Drake Fjord, which is the capital of Norska. Let's go ahead and fight this on the battle map. This is their home. He will destroy it. Likely just gonna sack and raise it over a couple turns. Depends how much it's worth. If it's only worth like 4,000, 5,000, I'll probably just raise it because it's not worth the time. And the issue with raising it is that it will probably fall into the hands of Varg. And Varg inevitably become allies with Chaos. I think they already are allies with Chaos. That could be a problem. But we're just focused on taking out Norska. As long as it's only one nation in the north, I don't really care. Let's go ahead and start the deployment. Gonna have all of my units together as normal. I've sort of created a death ball with this army, it's kind of crazy. There is quite simply nothing they can do. I'll probably have Isabella and Windrick attack the Feral Mammoth, since they have the highest melee attack, I think. I could also have the Banshee go for it. Look at this Banshee, so damn cool. Gonna shiv that woolly mammoth to death. Oh, hello. Let's not have these go into the front line like that. We'll have them chase down the Marauder Hunters here. The rest of the forces are absolutely fine going into that engagement like that, I think. Isabella can come over and attack this mammoth. And we'll have this one try and get some magic off. Oh wow, those skeleton warriors getting absolutely demolished. That's okay.
Everywhere is death.
As long as my mortar's engine's involved in melee, we will give the bonus to all of the troops around and the debuffs to the rest. That marauder unit got absolutely smashed. Let's now come into the normal marauders here. The swarm. Okay, we'll go for an invocation. I'll get the magical animus going.
I will.
The dead are mine.
And look at that. All those Vargeists and stuff. Just absolutely ruined. Those berserkers. That's crazy. Alright, not bothered in chasing down any forces because this is a settlement battle, so we'll just let that barrel mammoth run away, but we'll come down into the graveguard with great weapons now. Check out this. That cackle. Love it. Right, let's get another invocation down here onto all of these forces. We must have barely lost a man right now. Like I said, it's an absolute death ball. It's just insane. We've got just enough chaff in the form of like Graveguard and those skeleton warriors that were alive to make this absolutely terrifying to fight into. Brilliant. Love it. That is victory.
Night has fallen.
We'll just do another invocation on top of my Graveguard. We'll let that speed up.
Done.
Okay, and we'll end the battle there for a decisive victory. 153 losses, mostly the skeleton warriors, which got demolished by the ice trolls. Otherwise, easy done. That's going to be the capital of Norska taken out. We can then move on to the next settlement. I don't think we take too much attrition. Especially if we actually raise the settlement. I guess there is quite a lot of chaos corruption though, but thankfully we did upgrade Isabella's reduction for attrition. 7,000, okay. Let's sack it then. Yeah, we'll sack it. And what we'll do next time round is move towards Bjornling's Gathering. We'll raise that. We'll lose a turn, then move towards Bjornling's Gathering. That is fine. Well, she's leveled up, so where were we going with her now? We're going to get Bloodlust and make sure that she became an awesome melee character. Bathilda, we can max out Counter-Strike. Cool. Right, Woman Fafbach is heading his way towards Norden. And we will likely take that for ourselves since we do control Wolfenberg. As for Milland, he's almost finished with what he's doing here. I am going to start upgrading this to the Occupied Karazakarak level 4. And at La Anguille, let's start with a gibbet, and then when we have the 2 population surplus, we can upgrade this to level 3 and get ourselves the walls. Everywhere else is okay, I believe. Rakangazar needs its walls upgrading. That's something we wanted to do. I'm also very tempted to get another Balefire Brazier here, so that I can upgrade it to the Balefire Hearth, but I might just upgrade this one at Migdal Vongol Barak, because then I can start spreading Vampiric Corruption that little bit more towards the lands of the Greenskins, because this is already 47% at Hackendorf and Matorka, which is exactly what I want to see. We are currently upgrading the Witch House as well. Let's go ahead and do that. Akalag Jamar. Again, I might upgrade this to have a Balefire Brazier, but we don't have enough cash, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Cool. And we're almost in territory where we can afford ourselves another army, which should be pretty cool. And with this guy, he is boosting income, isn't he? 7%. And that's just enough to be worth more than his upkeep, because otherwise it wouldn't be worth having him about. I can change that boost income so that it is an extra 6%. So that would be like 11% boost. And then it would be, yeah, just about worth it. I don't know. But either way, he is getting experience over time. We can add him to an army at some point.
I will not betray you.
Time to end the turn. What would be nice is if those necromancers for the boost income actually had an action whereby they didn't actually cost income, right? That would be much better. They gave you a boost to your income, but they didn't cost their upkeep whilst they were doing it. And what is good to see is that the Greenskins look to be taking out Kadak Ziflin, which is the last of the dwarves in my area, at least. And that's important because we don't want them to get to the late game and be really strong. Not that Kadak Ziflin really ever moves out of the mountains, but there we go. Ooh, the Wood Elves are getting one back on Musalon. We might actually have to have an army built to defend our southern side against the Wood Elves if they are getting that close. Because if they decide to take the land off Musalon, then they'll be on our border, and that is a problem. Wolfric's actually heading back to Winterpire. I think if we move towards the Altar of Spawns again, though, he is going to come and attack Aesling's Conclave. But at least this time, we might have a better chance due to the buildings being finished there. We had the Awakened Battlefield, I think, finished, which will stop his movement through my lands. The Warhead of Chaos has been destroyed. That's good. Gonna zoom through this end turn. Nothing too much to worry about. Would like Musalon to get back on their feet, if I'm honest, and actually build themselves an army to fight back, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Okay, assault unit success. That's annoying. Warhead of Chaos is destroyed, and Sword of Cain has been claimed in the middle of Ulthuan. Okay.
All shall know me and tremble.
Right, we're gonna march towards the Ultra Spawns again.
I am Vlad.
And next turn we will destroy them, because I don't want them to build up too much.
Bow before me.
Otherwise it just makes things difficult. At least Aesling's Conclave this time around does have a garrison of 6 Graveguard as opposed to just 4. And that should, or hopefully will deter Wulfric from attacking. Because that's as good as it gets. Right, Isabella needs to raise Ice Strait Fjord. Wow, we actually have to attack this again. Alright, let's jump in and fight this on the battle map. Now, straightforward, it's somehow managed to replenish its army to 3/4 strength after we destroyed it completely in the last turn. Oh well, we'll just create our blob of death again and go and ruin their day. I do need to raise myself another unit of infantry.
His lady, Isabella von
Cool.
Carstein.
Start the deployment, start the battle. Let's get going. Speed it up. No point in waiting. It's basically exactly the same battle as we had before. The ice trolls might do some damage against my grave guard though. We'll have to wait and see.
Kill.
Alright, let's have all the flying units and attack the Marauder Hunters as we did before. Don't have a mammoth to kill, so that's something. Oh my. It looks like one of those ice trolls knocked back my bar golf.
Tremble, mortals.
Get the invocation going already.
Mine.
And I'm gonna boost her. I'll take away the melee attack from the Norscan ice trolls.
Life.
Cool. Let's come into the Marauder Berserkers here and just destroy them. Actually, should probably come over to the right side here to help Isabella. So we're going to do that.
Isabella von Carstein.
Are they all in melee? I think they are. That's good. They may be monster hunters, Norska, but they are not good enough to take on my beasts. Alright, let's go ahead and get a really nice invocation here. Need my entire army to just charge over here, because then they'll all be in exactly the same place. And I can do that. I can put the magical animus up, and we'll get a ton of replenishment. Awesome. Just take out this skin wolf Vulcan. Seems to be doing quite a lot of damage. Any other buffs we can give? Didn't mean to pause it. No, and none we need to. Since it is over. Wonderful. Speed it up a little bit. I need to fix up my grave guard. And that will do. Cool. Simple battle, 20 losses. Not bad. Guess it just gives our units more experience. We're just going to raise it this time. We sacked it last time to get that 7k. Now we can probably raise it for like 200 to 500. Possibly might be able to jump on the water and use replenishment rather than take attrition. Or even just avoid attrition by being on the water. That might be something. But we won't be able to move, I don't think, after we've destroyed this. Maybe we will. No, we can't. Alright, well, either way, we're going to get Skeleton Spearmen this time, just to be some more chaff. And then we'll head towards Bjornling's Gathering. I don't think there was any point in taking that, was there? Yeah, maybe there was, since it is a capital settlement. Nah, it's fine. Honestly, I might just come across the water here and take Diederschiff and then Salzamund and then head up to Longship Graveyard from there. That would be a decent idea, I think, since this already has quite a lot of vampiric corruption. Time to destroy Norden though, take that for ourselves. Potential for an auto resolve here, but I don't want to lose my bar guy, so we're going to go ahead and fight this on the battle map. It's going to be a relatively quick one, but I think it's worth playing this out. We'll probably lose a lot less men. I can use some invocations to make sure that we don't take too many losses, and that will help with our replenishment moving on. So yeah, definitely worth playing this one out. Okay, so I think we may as well take the high ground, right? And then come down on them from above. I'm going to probably group my infantry and so on. Yeah, infantry and leaders with the mortis engine. And then the rest can stay separate. Let's start the deployment, start the battle. And we shall move towards them. Not too concerned about the formation.
Swiftly! With haste!
Not sure what I want to do with these cavalry actually, the Childgeist and the Black Knights. It will be pretty useful against marauders that don't have spears. But I'm just not sure whether I actually want to engage them or whether or not just to keep them as they are.
Nightmares ride! Blood Knights! Swiftly!
Right, they're just moving and reacting to our movement, which is fine. We'll probably suit them better to charge us, but we're going to end up charging them. And that's good for us, especially downhill. Time to go. Right. And with that on the way, we can probably move our Blood Knights into position. Look at Milland getting in there. Whoops, Car is in a little bit of trouble. Let's just get an invocation going. These guys can attack the Marauder Hunters. Time for the Blood Knights to come on in. May as well charge those guys in as well. These Blood Knights can just smash into the bottom here. Ooh, that was a nice charge. Might be worth pulling them back and going for a cycle charge, since I will have the Blood Knights charge into those.
With haste! Blood Knights! Give them death!
Oh my. That was a deadly charge.
Blood Knights! Strike them!
Our master deserter!
Right, we are starting to break them all over, which is great.
Fight against us!
The summoning begins.
Let's get the Mortis engine into the back of these Marauder Spearmen. Oh, that's it, they're all broken. Cool. Get any damaged units to join us in the center. And then we shall use our invocations to top everyone off. We'll wait for one more, since we do have more than enough Winds of Magic, and I think we have the time. Wonderful. And we'll end the battle there with a decisive victory. One of my Grave Guard took quite a few losses, but it's fine. They aren't the units I'm worried about. So a pretty clean battle. Saves us from losing too many men. Like, there's potential when you auto-resolve that it just kills off like your lowest replenished unit. And that's not something that I want to happen. Right, so we will occupy this. And we will start building a Balefire Brazier, and I'll upgrade this to level 3. Very nice. Cool. So actually what I could do while Isabella comes back is send Warman to attack Longship Graveyard. That way we are not wasting any time. Right, for Warmond, I think we'll continue with Beguile. And for Adeline, Arcane Conduit is always good. Nice. And unfortunately guys, that has been my time. So I'm going to leave it here. What we'll do in the next episode is we'll take out Longship Graveyard, we'll wipe out Wintertooth, and then we'll start to chip away more at Norska. We will take out the Longship, and then we'll go to Beyondling's Gathering with Warmond. Meanwhile, Vlad can just wipe out all of these settlements in the north and possibly take Krakadrak, Kazid-Borkarag and Shotraken, because I think those are technically Dwarven settlements, so I should be able to build them up just like any others. Especially considering this one has gemstones, it's worth having, so we'll look into doing that. Anyway, in the meantime, that's all. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.